Dokkan battle video, and here we have a very good unit, likely the best in the game. One thing you could definitely say, easily getting this out of the way, is that every single team that Full Power Frieza is on, AGL Goku is not on. So Frieza is the best unit on every single team he's on, which really does matter, I think, when talking about the value of units. Frieza, in most situations, is going to look like the best unit in the game. If you put Frieza on rotation, you've got him with a good linking partner, which is very easy considering Frieza's ridiculously good link set. Prodigies, Universe's Most Malevolent, Nightmare, Strongest Clan in Space, Big Bad Bosses, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. Again, insanely easy to activate 4 or 5 of these links with basically on every team he's going to run. With good characters, it really does amount to this guy being busted, right? And it's like, here we are, turn 1, okay? We're on the Planet Namek Saga team, so keep in mind that Frieza's own buff is giving us 3 ki, 170 HP in attack, and 150 defense. So if we're rocking a double 170 attack and defensive leader, Frieza's defense would be a bit higher, but that's 250 turn 1, right? That's very good. That's like, you know, basically neutral in the God event and stuff like that. By getting Frieza's 18 key super attacks, we stack defense. By getting his 12 key super attacks, we're stacking offense, attack. So it just, again, leads to Frieza being able to make short work out of nearly everything in the game, right? 7.59 million attack stat turn 1. Now, that's a very, very good attack stat, right? No doubt about it. But what makes Frieza, and, you know, by extension, Namek Goku so crazy, is it's not just that Frieza tossed out a 7 million attack set right there, but that we got unlucky. Because what happens is when Frieza or Namek Goku gets hit, right, then they launch a guaranteed additional super in that same turn. So we would have situations where you're plowing through events, you know, you put Frieza on slot 1, and Frieza is certainly able to just sit there in slot 1 as well. Considering that he's, you know, going to be rocking 300k plus defense a lot of the time. And then you're just led to a situation where he's just supering over and over and over, stacking defense, stacking attack, right? You can go into a lot of these long events, GT Legendary Goku event, Legendary Vegeta event, and, you know, Frieza, you could just stack up defense, you're stacking attack, and it's like the damage this guy is doing is just like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculously impressive. All right, so here's a rotation. We could have 6 out of 7 links active, but I probably will just put Frieza on slot 1 anyway. Now, one thing that can be a minor issue for Frieza and Namek Goku is how they acquire ki, right? So Frieza gets 2 ki at the start of turn, which is good, right? You know, just getting free ki as an LR is helpful. But then he gets 1 ki at the start of each turn, up to a max of 3, and then an extra 50% attack buff for that turn if there's a super class enemy. That restriction hurts Namek Goku. Frieza, it's not really so much of a big deal since I feel like most of the enemies we fight in-game are super class enemies. We're actually going to fall just shy of the 18 key super right there. If you get very unlucky, that is something that can happen, right? Because, again, he's not giving himself the most key ever. And even in terms of links, he doesn't have much in terms of key links, right? Strongest Clan in Space is it. The rest of it is just, like, attacking power. All right, so that was a 12 key super attack that did over 7 million, by the way. Now, you want to talk about really impressive is that right there. You know, if Frieza is at full 24 key right there, he's probably breaking 10 million. Because both Namek Goku and Frieza are getting Mega Colossal on their 12 key super attacks, what happens is they will do 12 key super attacks that are doing more damage than many LR's 18 keys. It's just like very, very impressive to sort of see in action. All right, Zero's Planet Namek Saga. Let's just keep going. Again, Frieza's on a lot of category teams. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 category teams in total. So there's a lot of teams where we could see Frieza lay utter waste to the game on. All right, we actually have a quick turn right here where we could see Frieza utterly dominate. So yeah, 360k 3 defense, defense just building up. Again, third form Frieza, we have all these links active. That's one thing that's a huge plus for Full Power Frieza as well, is that not only is third form Frieza the best banner in the game by far, but he's, you know, probably a borderline top 10 unit in the game overall. there's literally no reason not to run the two of them together, right? Like, third form Frieza is so powerful in all content that it doesn't bring the team down at all. It only builds it and makes it better. This is a ridiculous rotation for full power Frieza here. Full key, we're getting 80% support from Piccolo and third form Frieza. Turn 5 right here. We haven't even really gotten that many 12 key super attacks either to stack Frieza's attack. And what does he get up to right there? Yeah, 9.55. And remember, he has a guarantee double super after this. Guaranteed, right? That's why, like, again, I'll see units shoot out like 4 million attack sets, and it's like, yeah, sorry. There's much better nowadays, and they go, oh, whoa, you're talking about a Dokkan Festival compared to a T-War? It doesn't matter, dude. Like, T-Wars these days are really good, and they're competing with LRs. It's not 2017 where there's a Grand Canyon gap between LRs and T-Wars. Doesn't exist anymore. Alright, we'll continue going through, smashing a lot of the events in the game with our boy Frieza. Final Form Cooler, his EZA is about to drop on Global. Another ridiculously powerful unit. These two work really well together, of course, with Universe's most malevolent, strongest clan in space, big bad bosses, fierce battle. Again, that's the thing. There's just a variety of units we could rock with Frieza who are going to help bring out Frieza's full power, for sure, right? Okay, now, let me see. Another thing about Frieza is that he does get 100% attack and defense for 6 turns from the start of turn, right? Now, this is going to allow, I think, Namek Goku to probably age better than full power Frieza. Right now, it doesn't seem likely to be anytime soon, but eventually there are going to be units who are going to be way stronger than Frieza that we're going to be running on rotation and stuff like that, right? It's going to happen. Well, when that happens, and then Frieza is relegated to sort of like a floating role and stuff like that, his mega defenses and stuff are going to, like, wear out, right? Because remember, Frieza, he stacks defense on his 18 key super attack. If you're not getting those stacks in, and, you know, then his passive wears out, he's not like the invincible juggernaut people want you to believe that he is, right? Again, it's not really so much of an issue now, though. This is something that's going to happen a while down the line. It's one thing that does help the 5th anniversary Blue Fusions, by the way, too, is that, like, they're units that don't need to be run on rotation, right, until they transform where they get a lot better, which definitely actually helps them out, right? But, like, it's one of those things where, again, Frieza is going to be hurt by this, but just, like, way down the line when he's not going to be able to get all of those, like build-ups, because you're going to have better units you're going to be running on rotation instead. Prioritizing your better units, that's where it's going to hurt a little bit. Alright, so this will be a turn without any support. We are going to fall shy of an 18-key super with no support units, and then, of course, with, you know, not fighting a super class enemy, this will happen. 13, 14, 15, 16. If we were fighting a super class enemy right here, Frieza would have his 18-key super attack, because this would have been his second turn, so he would have built up enough key, right? So, situations like this certainly can occur, but his damage is still going to be, like, yeah, 5 million right there, no support and stuff like that. I'll definitely take that. And then he's only going to get stronger, really, as the event goes on, at least as long as he's on rotation, right? So, I mean, you could quickly see, I've already done many videos with our boy Full Power Frieza. We've taken him into all manner of events throughout the game, right? And just absolutely let him sort of, like, lay waste. I've gone into the Legendary Vegeta event, all these different Super Battle Road stages. His power is ridiculous. It's one of those things where, like, typically in, like, those Super Battle Road stages, if you get lucky and the enemy just doesn't, like, auto Super Frieza immediately, Frieza can very easily just wipe the enemy field, right? So it's like, you kind of are able to just, like, exterminate the enemy before they even really have a chance to get going, right? And Frieza, usually his defense is high enough in a lot of these stages where he's not really taking damage unless he gets super attacked, right? A super attack would allow him to take damage, but again, only really if he does happen to get super attacked. All right, so on this next turn, again, we're going to have it where we have third form Frieza around, who is, again, his best friend. Dude, like, this, what is this? Never, I mean, it doesn't, we're going to finish this enemy Frieza off right here. Anyway, it doesn't matter, but, like, when I'm using, I never get hit at the start. It's so frustrating. 357k defense. And that 7-turn passive right there, because again, you have 6 turns where you have the 100% attack and defense. it doesn't really like run out unless you're actually going into like the super long events, right? Like a lot of these Super Battle Road stages, Battlefield, stuff like that, you're not going to have these passives wear out. It's, again, going to be more so a thing where you're in, like, really, really long events, right? I actually think, yeah, we're not going to finish this Frieza off right here. Perfect. Okay, cool. So we'll get one more turn out of full power Frieza. We'll see what attack set he gets right here, and then, again, we'll just keep going. I'm just going to go to a bunch of teams. We're going to let Frieza sort of disintegrate. I'll go into, like, the GT Legendary Goku event at one point, too. Like, I mean, I don't typically use them, but, like, we could just turn on that support memory, right? The power level 530,000 support memory, and that will give Frieza the permanent active skill attack and offensive buff. And, I mean, Frieza is just going to be looking, like, beyond silly at that point. Just, again, like, truly jaw-dropping damage and defensive levels. Because that's the thing about Frieza, he's both ways, right? Like, he's an offensive beast and a defensive beast. He's rocking both. Okay, so this is a very good rotation right here. We're getting, what, 70% support from third form Frieza, and then, of course, Cooler, 350k defense. Let's let Frieza disintegrate this full power Frieza, and then we'll move on. The team we're rocking, by the way, is this is a Terrifying Conqueror team that I went ahead and built right here. Attack stat 7.1 million. Now, of course, as we're going through, if we continue to have him get a lot of 12 key super attacks, that will help his damage like absolutely just explode. Alright, so now over here on Transformation Boost, one powerful unit who has come out on JP Dokkan that's not yet out on Global is LR Janemba. Now, you know, I've seen a lot of negativity, I guess I would say, towards LR Janemba, but he's very good. He fulfills his purpose, which is the best defensive unit in the game. It's difficult, I would say, for LR Janemba to do good damage. Unless, you know, you do have the right situation or you're able to get him in, like, slot 2 a couple of times. But Janemba is very, very good. Alright, so this should be a pretty solid turn right here for Frieza. We have him here with 5 out of 7 links active. Only Prodigies and Nightmare are not active. Again, remember that Frieza is just filled up with attack links. So, Frieza in slot 1, right? If he gets hit, he gets that guaranteed additional super. Now, in slot 2 and 3... Frieza and Namek Goku can super up to 4 times, depending upon your hidden potential system luck, right? Again, that is true. In slots 2 and 3, Frieza and Namek Goku can super up to 4 times, which, you know, for Namek Goku in particular can be really crazy, because we're talking about really stacking up those defensive abilities of his, right? Where, like, you know, he gets super 4 times and he gets 4 defensive stacks. Frieza, though, stacks defense on his 18 key, so he's only going to be stacking attack, which I have found to be just not really as good as defensive stacking, but Frieza's attack stacking definitely is much more impactful than, say, I don't know, like Tech Ultimate Gohan, right? You're going to see Frieza, I think, really, really perform well with a lot of extra attack from his stacking compared to a lot of the other sort of attack stacking units in the game. Right, who seem to build up at a much, much slower pace, right? All right, so I think we'll finish up this run right here. And, I mean, why don't I do that? Why don't we go to, like, I don't know, I might just run, like, Transformation Boost or something again. In, like, the GT Legendary Goku event, I think I might use the power level 530,000 support memory, and we'll just let Frieza really cook, right? Now, do keep in mind, too, that Frieza does also... have the active skill, right? The, you know, I'll be the one that kills you. That, it's ridiculously powerful, Frieza's active skill, right? But it's not like, in order to do it, we have to be going up against one superclass enemy who has 30% or less HP. So it's like, I have found you can get it here and there in Super Battle Road. I feel like Battlefield's another place where we could see it here and there. The fact that there's an enemy type restriction does suck. Super class or extreme class, but let's keep going and let's see how Frieza does. I'm just gonna let me pump Frieza up to full key right here, and let's see what Frieza's looking like with that 24 key super attack right here. The level of damage that he's gonna be able to go ahead and do. Now remember, Frieza's not getting extra attack power in any of the 3 slots or anything like that. He's only getting extra power from, you know, being against a superclass enemy, and then also, you know, just for those first 6 turns, right? So there he is at a 9 million attack stat. Just very frequently up at these levels, and then he's, you know, able to pop many super attacks, right? Like, we're just going through these Dokkan events where, like, we're just doing, like, 1 attack and the enemy dies, but, like, again, in the GT Legendary Goku event, right, like, Frieza could pop, like, 3 of these supers, stacking, and just really going crazy. Alright, so we're jumping in, Space Traveling Warriors. Let's go ahead and watch Full Power Frieza get busy here. Now, again, this is going to be a pretty strong opening rotation for Frieza with a lot of support, needless to say. 344k defense. Yeah, see, dude, that's the thing, right? I'm actually gonna... Yeah, we'll do this. Okay. So, that's the thing with these support memories like this. These buffs are quite substantial. I mean, even Zarbon and Dodoria, I think, are going to look quite a bit better under the influence of that permanent buff with the 15% attack and defense. All right, so turn 1, 10 million attack stat, 350k defense. Again, a lot of the extra buffs we're getting right here. The support memory really makes a big difference. But, like, look. That's it. Boom. GG. Like, Goku's instantly eradicated. Instantly turned into dust. We didn't even get the additional super attack that we potentially could have rocked right there. We didn't even see it go off, right? So, like, you're going to have, like, depending upon the situation, if you're fighting Goku enemies, remember that Frieza does guaranteed crit against Goku, and Namek Goku guaranteed crits against Frieza. Like, if you're able to get these sort of, like, guaranteed crits off, like, yeah, the damage they're going to be doing is just, like, ludicrous. I mean, Frieza did a 10 million attack stat. That was a guaranteed crit. Like, that's not easy to replicate for, like, nearly any of the unit in the game. Turn 1, right? Because I think the most impressive offensive unit in the game to me is STR Super Vegito, right? After he fuses. But, I mean, you can't do that until turn 4. Whereas, like, Full Power Frieza is just like, yeah, here's a 10 miller. Like, you know, go ahead and do that turn 1. So, pretty good. We have the Int Frieza here, who also is a support type unit. The only thing that can be a bit of an issue with, like, Full Power Frieza in this situation is if we just let Full Power Frieza get the super attack every single turn, like, Third Form Frieza never gets to attack, right? And thus, he never builds up. Like, look, dude, look. This is every turn, just, like, 10 million crits, absolutely just disintegrating what's in front of us. I think on this other rotation, I'm probably going to go ahead and rock Bojack. I'll rock the 2 Bojacks together and sort of let them just clown for a little bit. But, I mean, here we go, man. Here is LR Full Power Frieza. I feel like we're seeing what he's capable of doing, right? Do I call him the best unit in the game? Personally, I don't. I think he's number 2. I do think UI Goku is too much better defensively, right? Like, you'll hear a lot of people, like, sort of clowning on that 70% chance to dodge, but to me, I really think the 70% chance to dodge is very good. Many situations where Full Power Frieza would just be instantly eradicated by a super attack, UI Goku can dodge and you're good to go, right? So, like, to me, that really does matter. I also value the difficulty in shorter events over the difficulty in longer events. I feel like it's much more impressive UI Goku, you know, being able to defensively carry in, like, pure Saiyan Extreme Super Battle Road than, like, Full Power Frieza, like, you know, absolutely obliterating one of these long events right here. All right, well, we're actually going to be able to rock Full Power Frieza's active skill right here. Let's go ahead and do this. I think this is probably the best voice acting in the game. 宇宙一なんだ。だから貴様は俺に殺されるべきなんだ。All right, pretty good. Pretty strong. So now that we've gotten to this point, we're just going to go ahead and just plow through this event, just dropping 5 billion atom bomb attack stats by Frieza the whole way through, right? And typically, as long as Frieza is just sitting there on rotation, you're making him your primary focus, in slot 1 or slot 2 or something like that. His defense will stack up fast enough that when his passive wears out after the first 6 turns, it's not even really too much of a concern. So it's not going to be an issue. Now, if Frieza's not getting his 18 key supers off, you're not getting the defensive stack. If, Frieza's floating, if you get, like, some bad luck or sort of, like, your rotations end up wonky and stuff like that, Frieza defensively can look, I don't know if I want to say unimpressive, but not, like, top tier in the game, right? Just depending upon how the situation goes. How much, damage you might be sustaining later on in events, right? Now, going through here, we've been able to hit our 18 key supers every single turn. Keep in mind, by the way, that because we're one-shotting Goku with our 18 key super attack every turn, we're not even stacking Frieza's attack, right? Like, depending upon the situation, we could have Frieza just sit there and sort of stack up attack, stack up attack, stack up attack, and we could see him launch out, like, brutally high attack stats, 10 million plus on a 12 key super, but, we'd have to actually stack attack to get to that point. So, I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys think of LR full power Frieza right here. But he almost certainly is a menace. Again, for me personally, I would say the number 2 overall unit in the game is where I put full power Frieza. I think his design is very good. I just think he's ridiculously strong overall. I don't know that there's anything I'd really change with him. If I was to make any change for Namek Goku and full power Frieza, I mean, I would like them to get rid of the restriction on the active skills where they need to be going up against super class for Frieza or extreme class for Goku. And then potentially just allow Goku and Frieza to get some more ki from their passive, right? So, they stack ki, right? Frieza against a superclass enemy, Goku against an extreme class enemy. I think maybe they could have just done that anyway, without having to need the opposite type of enemy. I think that would have been a good way to go about it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and probably make this the last turn right here, 459k. Our boy Frieza just absolutely balling out. We just heal all of our health because his defense is so high. The boy is nasty, man. Frieza's real good. He is strong as hell. There's no doubt about that. Just dropping, like, these attack stats, like, every single turn. So, let me know what you guys think of LR Full Power Frieza, where you rank him in, like, the top 5 and stuff like that. I mean, again, at bare minimum, I can't see him placed below 2, honestly. It's like, there's no way I can consider Namek Goku better right now. No way I could consider Evolution Blue Vegeta better. I don't think, like, STR Vegito, LR Broly, none of them. UI Goku, with his, in my opinion, very impressive ability to dodge, the 70% chance to dodge, I don't mind putting him at number 1. But it's only really him that I think deserves to sort of be in that discussion with Frieza. Namek Goku is super good. Evolution Blue Vegeta is super good as well. Although, I mean, I would probably say, the way I see it, right, UI Goku and Frieza are sort of like a top tier. I think Namek Goku is probably in, like, a next tier, and then I think Evolution Blue Vegeta is in, like, a tier below that. I think is probably how I would say it. But I think Frieza is the best unit on every single team in the game he's on, and I think UI Goku is the best unit in the game on every single team that he's on. So it doesn't really matter who's better between Frieza and UI Goku because they share exactly 0 teams, right? So again, it's completely inconsequential. It matters more for, like, UI Goku versus Evolution Blue Vegeta or Frieza versus, Namek Goku because they actually share teams. But these two, UI Goku and Frieza, do not, right? So I guess we'll get this next turn because we'll be able to have B-Pan's active skill up right here. And sort of see what damage we get from Frieza, and then we'll finish up. So, again, let me know what you guys think of Frieza. I do definitely think... Oh, I'm glad I used the Princess Sync right here. We would have died. But this is still probably going to do a lot of damage. Yeah. Yeah, Zarbon and Dodoria, not very good, I would say. They're a little bit weird. Okay, so we're going to get full 24 key right here. Oh, actually, wait. No. We can put Frieza in slot 2, because we're not getting attacked at the start. Yeah, let me put Frieza in slot 2. We'll have 6 out of 7 active. because we can get legendary power active right here. So this is going to be a very powerful turn, seeing full power Frieza in action. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of all the developments. 350 million download celebration, definitely one of the best celebrations in Dokkan history. They definitely gave us a couple of brutal behemoths in B-Pan and of course full power Frieza. We'll go ahead and pop B-Pan's active skill right here. Let me heal up as well, just to make sure that we're not going to get taken out. What is Frieza's defense as well? Let me just double check. What is Frieza's defense looking at? Basically 500k. Pretty good. We're going to have 6 out of 7. The only link not active right here is Nightmare. So here we go. Let's see full power Frieza really start cooking right here. And then I will catch you guys next time. I don't know who the next level 10 link video unit will do. I don't know. We'll see. 12.5 right there with, over 500k defense, considering he's stacked on this super attack also. Again, pretty good. Frieza is quite good.